Brian, where is the action going to be when we look at M&A going forward?
Well, I think the decline here may highlight just sort of a lack of perceived opportunity. It's the same thing that our portfolio managers have to wrestle with. You know, where's the opportunity to just add exposure to buy stocks? The same thing when you're thinking about taking over companies. So I think moving forward, this actually might be a leading indicator for more capital expenditures, more investment in the economy, more companies looking to do sort of internal out expansion rather than adding on. So I think maybe the companies that would benefit the most from that would be industrials, possibly technology. So those are the areas where I think there'll be more potential for better earnings growth and then maybe translating into more deal volume moving forward.
You know, Matt, we talk a lot about the uncertainty that we're seeing from D.C. and how that you have a lot of confidence in CEOs with that they have all this cash and they're not putting it to work. But we talked to a CFO and CEO today, Johnson & Johnson's CEO and the CFO of Starbucks, and they said basically that's not true. They're going ahead as perceived. What's your thinking when it comes to M&A investment as well as what's happening in D.C.?
Well, we still have a lot of questions, obviously, what's going on. We have the health care bill coming up supposedly this week, but even if that moves into next week, Mitch McConnell's very, very adept at getting those things passed. So that could be a real positive move, just to show that, oh my gosh, something's actually happening in Washington, which we've had nothing but promises and a lot of questions of where's the beef on any kind of concrete proposals. We're finally getting that. So that could help some things. The one thing I do get a little worried about, especially with Europe, is how crowded that trade has become. I mean, this is, we're seeing Europe trading up nicely off this news with Nestle. And the one thing, though, is that I do see that, everybody's talking about where you have to be now is going to be Europe. We see the euro, how much that's rallied this year, and we see the positioning of the euro. Everybody's on one side of the boat. I mean, the specs, who are usually the guys who are wrong, they're long up to the gills in the euro. If that rolls back over, that could have an impact on some of the investments over there. So we have to be a little bit careful here when you get to extremes, much like we saw at the beginning of the year when the dollar and euro, everybody said the dollar had to go higher and the euro had to go lower, but everybody was positioned on the other side of the boat. And of course, the last 6 months, we've gotten the exact opposite moves.